So unfortunately, the ATF is deciding to go door to door again. I guess it's just that time of year, right? It's not as cold. You guys don't have to dress up and get bundled up. You can go in flip-flops and a t-shirt and knock on people's doors for items that are causing no problem in society. So someone got dropped off this. You may be in violation of federal law. Honestly, how do you keep track of all the laws nowadays? Here's how it reads. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives is responsible for enforcing federal firearm laws. I think that's the first problem. You're the Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and you only put that you're regulating firearm laws. I think that's a pretty good telltale sign that for alcohol, tobacco, and explosives, you don't do fuck all. ATF has received information that you have acquired one or more firearm silencer devices marketed as muzzle brakes, specifically models M074, M079, or M099 from KBC Capital, doing business as Lethal Eye. Oh my God, ATF, somebody has a muzzle brake. Please go get them. This is so dumb, dude. So I'm not gonna go into super detail as far as what these things do, but it's essentially just a thread that you can thread onto your barrel, pistol, rifle, and then you can fit on a variety of different devices, whether it's an oil can, whether it's a solvent trap. And I gotta say, when have these ever really been an issue in society? Like, what is the ATF's fear here? One, silencers and suppressors are not like the movies whatsoever. And I'm willing to bet that most of the ATF doesn't know that. They probably think a suppressor sounds like a frog farting. No. Now, you can get some of them pretty quiet by using subsonic ammo and all that, but then you're sacrificing penetration power, reliability. You're probably going to have a ton more malfunctions. So a lot of the times it's not even worth doing that. The biggest reason why people use them in tactical situations is it reduces your signature. There isn't as much of a flash, so you're not giving your position away. They're still very loud. So they go on to say these items have been classified as firearm silencers that were unlawfully manufactured or unlawfully imported into the United States. What deems something to be a silencer, right? Like, they've tested this before, but if you put a pillow over your firearm, technically it reduces the decibels. Are y'all gonna start regulating pillows? You gonna knock on people's door and be like, let me check your pillows out. I'm sorry, sir, you're only allowed 2 pillows? So all of your wife's decorative pillows, we're gonna have to confiscate those because you can only have 2. It's too many silencers in the house. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, let's see, what else did they put in this letter? And then if this wasn't enough, they put some kind of threat in this letter, saying that you have 30 days to get rid of these devices or turn them in, or they're pretty much gonna raid you, like they did the airport executive. So I think the question has to be asked, is this worth it? Not for the people who bought these, not for the people who participate in the Second Amendment, the ATF. Do you think that you're doing a legitimate service for America, worried about suppressors? And look, ultimately it's not on the ATF. Sure, they make their interpretations, which really screws us over, but this is on Congress. Repeal the NFA. Get rid of it. Why is it that somebody has to wait a certain amount of time, pay $200 for a tax stamp to get something that slightly lowers the decibels of their gun? Why? How is that a good law? How is that something that Congress looked at and said, yeah, silencers? We got to put that under the NFA Act. I'm willing to bet that if they had a demonstration of how loud a silencer or suppressor was before they made the vote to put it into the NFA, it wouldn't have passed. If anything, they would have been pro letting people use these because it makes your gun longer. Therefore, it's harder to conceal. But no, they heard the word silencer and they were like, oh man, yep, Americans can't have these. They need permission. So I'm gonna put up a picture of the item that I believe is the problem. It is a 6-inch muzzle brake. I mean, most dudes' guns out there do fine with like a 2 or a 3-incher, but if you need a 6-incher,
that's what she said.
Yeah, that didn't sound right. But it's a muzzle brake for a 308, and I'm willing to bet that it does nothing, absolutely nothing in terms of lowering the decibels because it's all open. Maybe like 1 decibel, but maybe because the ATF saw 6 inches, they were like, oh man, it's about the size of a suppressor, so we've got to regulate this. So If you have bought one of these devices, I would make sure that your doorbell camera is active. I would make sure that you understand exactly what to do if an ATF agent knocks on your door. If you don't know, it's do you have a warrant? And if they don't, goodbye.